This video is brought to you by Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. Hey, my name is Jobby, and we're looking at the Jurassic Park Hammond Collection T-Rex and the Hiya Toys Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. A sort of Dino Double review.
But Jobby Godzilla's not a dinosaur.
It doesn't matter. Dinosaurs aren't real. Unlike Christmas, with Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. Experience Japan from the comfort of your home with Tokyo Treat, a monthly Japanese subscription box with up to 20 of the latest, exclusive, and seasonal Japanese candy and snacks. And Sakura Co. is also a monthly Japanese subscription box, but with 20 authentic artisan Japanese snacks and teas from Japan's local snack makers, continuing the shared Japanese culture and traditions that have been passed down for over 100 years. Plus one special Japanese tableware every month. Both are delivered straight from Japan to your door, or your chimney if you prefer, and both boxes have a different theme every month. These are the December boxes, if you couldn't tell. Tokyo Treat's theme is Santa Snack Fest, which features this limited edition box design that's sure to get you jolly. Get a taste of Christmas in Japan with snacks like Pocky Winter Caramel, Tongari Christmas Corn Chips, and Kit Kat Milk Tea. Oh, lovely. That's good. I'm sure this would pair well with some actual tea, which is included with the Sakura Co. box, whose theme for this month is Tochigi Tradition. Tochigi is a Japanese prefecture that's famous for its breathtaking mountains, its waterfalls, and its over 600 onsens to keep you warm. Especially nice during the Japanese winter season, or if you just want to get naked in public. Partnered with the local Tochigi government, Sakura Co. invites you to try Tochigi's local delicacies, like Tochigi Lemon Yokan and Tochigi Specialty Sweet Strawberry Tiramisu Biscuit. All of these snacks pair well with the included special sencha tea. But I'm personally interested in these wasabi mayonnaise peanuts because I love pain. And this month's included kitchenware is furoshiki, a wrapping cloth that you can fold around a box, and I can't even comprehend that. And if you're confused about any of the delicious snacks, there's a booklet explaining every snack included in both boxes. Also, both of them have a lot of information about Japanese culture, which you have a chance of experiencing in person. They're running a giveaway for a free ticket to Japan starting in December. So check my links in the description and use my code JOBBY to get $5 off your first Tokyo Treat order, $5 off your first Sakura Co. order, and a chance to experience Japan IRL. Would be a great change of pace from all the hentai you watch. Same code for all the links. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Wait, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Thanksgiving isn't real. We're gonna take a look at the T-Rex first, but take a look in the description for timestamps so you can watch these reviews in any order you want. But of course, this T-Rex comes from Jurassic Park, one of my favorite childhood movies and one of my favorite childhood toy lines. You guys old enough to remember those old Jurassic Park toys where you could remove a piece of their skin and reveal their ribcage? You better be. This figure, however, is supposed to be a far cry from those cheapy kids' toys. Even though this is still a kid's toy, but shut up. The Hammond Collection promises a premium line of figures with a focus on depth of detail and articulation. So potentially the SH Monster Arts T-Rex that I've always wanted. Is she, though? Well, out of the box and using my in-depth knowledge of paleontology, I can confirm that the painting and the sculpting on this figure is awesome. To be honest with you, I did not expect this level of quality. If you couldn't tell by the majority of my catalog, I primarily look at non-Western toys, so I really underestimated Mattel to make a Bandai quality figure. And admittedly, some of the cheapness does show, mostly in terms of proportion. Look at them clown feet. It is a bit of an eyesore, but it does have the benefit of allowing the figure to stand up. And while the paint job isn't as depthful as it ought to be, it's pretty much on the same level as modern SH Monster Arts, which is a real big compliment to Mattel, but a real big roast to SH Monster Arts. Get your shit together, Bandai. My favorite bit of sculpting here has got to be the head. Looks like a spitting image of the movie design. According to my vague memories of the movie, I could be completely wrong. But in any case, this looks great. And the mouth is something else. I 100% guarantee that this made someone spum. I did. The jaw is ratcheted as well, feels really nice. Just hope that it doesn't loosen over time. And I really like how both the tongue and the membrane are super flexible. And the teeth, Not really. They're a bit blunted, most definitely for the babies. But I don't find a problem with the look of it. Until I look at this custom 3D print, and it totally does look better with sharper teeth. I think I'll live with these Nerf chompers. My only real serious issue with this figure are the eyes. Or should I say, what eyes? You could barely tell through the camera, but she does have some pupils in there, but they're super light dependent, bordering on light piping. This ain't a damn transformer, it's an organic creature. The eye should have been full of way more life than this. But you know, you can always paint it. Good point. Not a huge fan of the blind T-Rex look, but it's not enough to be a deal breaker. Again, those custom 3D printed parts really makes me aware of what I'm missing. Shout out to Rod's random work on Instagram. Think you could hook me up? Visually pretty dang good, but the feel is what really sold me on this figure. The plastic is a lot harder than I expected, feels even more solid than an SH Monster Arts figure, and the joints are nice and tight. I just really hope they don't loosen up over time. Well, more than they already have. Out of the box, there were some parts here that were very tight, but you just had to break her in. Not literally, please God. And she becomes a joy to pose. Ball joint at the head. Every ball joint can be a swivel. Opening jaw, of course. Kind of weird that the top half of the head moves as well, but I don't mind. Her George Lucas neck is made out of a flexible material, which allows the head ball joint to move comfortably. Ball joint at the base of the neck. Every ball joint. All that allows her to look up, look down, and side to side. Even her tiny arms are posable. Can move out. Elbow swivel. Bend at the elbow. Wrist swivel. Hinge joint here. Ball joint at the chest. Every ball joint, not in this case, allows her to move side to side and arcing back, and a chest crunch. Rotation at the hips, a decent spread, bend at the knee, ankle swivel, hinge joint, toe swivel, big ass toes, and another hinge joint. You can even work it to get a pivot. As for the tail, you get a ball joint, and the ball joints end there. The rest of the tail is a bendy wire. Works fairly well to get some natural tail poses, but it does have its limits. But if you're creative with it and work within the limits, you'll find that the posability here is great. I had so much fun playing with this thing. It's like the hyper-articulated T-Rex figure of my dreams. I was a huge dinosaur fan as a kid, until I found out they weren't real. A huge plus is how large and hefty this thing is. Makes me wish SH Monster Arts figures were this big. Size comparison time. Here's Figma-matic Economy, SH Monster Arts Godzilla, which is a pretty pricey figure. This T-Rex has put things into perspective. Links in the description. Transform Element OP Leader. OP Leader's looking kinda different, I don't know. My previous review, the Bingo Toys Win Girl, and another T-Rex, the Transart Transmetal Megatron. You can just hear the voice of David Gay.
Stop.
This figure was designed to scale with other Hammond Collection figures, but I don't think I'm gonna get the ones that are available right now. I think the T-Rex by herself is a great standalone purchase. Unless Mattel decides to do a Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus, I'm gonna spum. It's still hard to believe that this hyper-detailed, hyper-articulated T-Rex figure is only about 50 bucks. It's also hard to believe how I'm making 50 bucks sound like nothing. Still a pretty penny, but one of the best examples of value that I've ever taken a look at. Besides the aesthetic complaints I had and the lack of an electronic feature, a roar would have been freaking sweet, Lois. I'd say that this is a must-buy. Who needs an SH Monster Arts T-Rex when you have this beauty? And who needs SH Monster Arts at all when you have our next review? The Hiya Toys Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong? Or is it Hiya Toys? Hiya is supposed to be an SH Monster Arts style figure, but even more movie accurate and less stylized, which is a pretty big promise. Have to get back into uniform for this one. Now, if you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, first of all, thank you very much. You know that I do not hate the SH Monster Arts line at all. It's just that in recent times, they've been getting a bit pricey for what you get with those figures, which is usually just the figure and nothing else. And while this figure also comes with just the figure and nothing else, it is relatively dirt cheap. Almost too good to be true cheap. But full disclosure, I did get this figure for free from the Shozy store. They gave it to me as a gift, so they didn't even expect me to review this. But by Godzuki, I would have been glad to pay the price because the painting and the sculpting on this figure is amazing. Now, I've mentioned what I like to call the Roger Rabbit effect in a few of my past reviews, but it definitely applies applies here. This figure looks like it came right out of the movie. Proportionally on point, the details are perfect, and the painting is pretty much on par with what you get for $100. But what Hiya Toys absolutely nailed was the head sculpt. They did so well here in a way that SH Monster Arts didn't. Although I do prefer how Bandai paints their eyes, but this isn't so bad either. However, I don't like how that jaw hinge joint is exposed. Makes him look kind of like a robot. And Primus knows I have a lot of those. But besides that, the head is amazing, even capturing that wicked smile from the film. Not just visually nice either. Ah, shit! He feels fantastic. Really high quality plastic here. This is like the beautiful love child of a SH Monster Arts figure, and NECA. Gotta be careful how I say that now. The figure has that precise and high quality level of painting and sculpting of SH Monster Arts. Also the posability, we'll get to that soon enough. Plus the solidity and the ruggedness of a NECA figure. In terms of feel, this is pretty much the scaled down version of my one and only son, the NECA 24-inch long Godzilla. Except the Hiya Toys looks a lot better. And has way better posability. Ball joint at the neck. This is actually my major complaint about the figure. If you bend the neck too far to the side, you get this ugly gap. You could move the neck piece up a little bit, and that actually doesn't look too bad. Never mind, I won't cry. There's actually a hinge joint at the neck segment of his neck, which is also attached to another ball joint. This allows for a high range of articulation. Oh, there's that gap again. Only this time I can't really cover it up. I'll cry a little bit. Yet some side to side. Every ball joint can be a careful swivel. Mouth opens, revealing some pretty good mouth detail. Rotation at the shoulder, thanks to a ball joint, which allows the arm to move out. Elbow swivel, bend at the elbow. You get a little deeper than that. Ball joint at the wrist, and of course, ball joint at the waist, which allows for a slightly arcing back and a decent ab crunch. That crunch gets the spines out of the way of each other, so you could activate that waist swivel. Could do a whole 360 if you wanted to. Why would you want to? And a bit of side to side. Ball joint at the hips allows for a full rotation. Pretty good spread. Good old Godzilla grundle. Bend at the knee. A calf swivel. Ankle ball joint that acts more like a swivel and allows for a slight pivot. As for the tail, ball joint, 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 ball joint. Every ball joint, and that allows for some natural curvy tail poses. Looks the best when it's bent side to side. If that whole posability segment felt familiar to you, that's because it pretty much has the same articulation as an SH Monster Arts figure, but with a slightly increased size. The bigger a kaiju figure, the better as far as I'm concerned. Touch bit weightier as well. Size comparison time. Here's Figma Modic Economy, OP Leader, definitely not Light of Peace. My previous review, the Hammond Collection T-Rex, and of course, the SH Monster Arts Godzilla, who might be losing his job after this review. Even with all of this figure's merits, there's still a part of me that wishes it was even bigger. Just imagine, a figure with this much detailing and articulation, but at the scale of this bad boy. Plus include a roar feature, why not? But that's only wishful thinking. What we got now is fantastic enough. Highly recommend this guy if you're looking for an SH Monster Arts figure on a budget. Hiya Toys brings just enough new to the table that I'm willing to pick up anything else they put out. King Kong, Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah. If they did 2019 King Ghidorah, I would love the shit out of that alien. Anyway, this is the second coming of Christ. Fuck you. God damn, the hits just keep on coming.